Right, it's a story that we are keeping our focus on NDTV because 135 lives have been lost. It's a tragedy, but it's not an accident. These are really virtual murders. Look at what the lapses were, what the police in Gujarat have told a court. Yet so far, the REVA bosses first no action. Lapse number one, the police say the contractors who renovated this bridge were not qualified for such work. Lapse number two, they were unqualified, yet the same firm, REVA, which makes watches, was given the contract in 2007 and in 2022, just a few months ago. Lapse number three, the cable of the suspension bridge was completely rusted. In fact, in lapse number four, the cable was rusted and that's exactly where it broke. So if just that rusted cable had been fixed, you wouldn't have lost those lives. As the police said, the incident would not have happened had the cable been repaired, and they also added that only the platform was changed, not the suspension cable. So if you haven't repaired the cables, that platform, even if it's new, can collapse. The police also said that the bridge was opened without determining the permissible capacity of people on that bridge, and the bridge was opened without government approval. There was also lapse number 9, no life-saving equipment or lifeguards deployed and no documentation of repair work. I mean, Ankit, this really is a charge sheet which implies that 135 lives went because of the most basic issues. How could it be that such basic things were overlooked, yet the big bosses of REVA are not named in the FIR, and neither are anybody from the municipal corporation or the people who cleared this contract?
Absolutely, and it is a story, Trad, and a very, very sad and tragic story of greed and also of negligence, criminal negligence that cost 135 lives and devastated so many families. Sonia, while you were reading those lapses, and this is something that we have been reporting here at NDTV, that the wires were rusted. People have been hearing about it. Let me, for the first time, show them what it actually translates into. Right now, I am near of what once was the very famous hanging bridge of Morbi. These are the mangled remains, the debris, the scrap of what was till Sunday evening one of the most iconic spot in the city. And while you were saying that the wires were rusted, let me show you live what the situation is. This is the main suspension wire. Two wires like this were the ones on which this entire bridge was hanging. And I'll ask Pawan, he will show you. This, if you come close, you'll see the entire wire is absolutely rusted. Every nut bolt on this wire, everything here, you can't open them, you can't touch them because everything is rusted. I'll give you, for our viewers, this is the condition of the suspender. So this is the main wire. These are the suspenders. They are also under massive rust. Now take a look at this. This is white handkerchief. If I just run this here, this was the condition of the wire which was supporting so many people that day, 500 of them, and you can understand how it gave way. The load on the wire was such that such massive wire, look at the threads, the threads came out as if it was a jute or a plastic wire which could not sustain the weight of more than 500 people. And this is surprising because like you said, there was no weight suspension, no checks were done that how many people can go on it. The only change that was made were these aluminium sheets. Earlier, these were the sheets on which people used to walk. These sheets were replaced from wood to aluminium. And even in this, how they have cut corners is just baffling. This is one of the sheet. And look at it, between the sheets, you'll see a plastic mesh. This is not like, a solid, strong aluminum sheet. There are plastic mesh on it. It was supported by these beams which were put on this wire. And the claim was that this is going to sustain the bridge for a long, long time to come. This did not happen. I spoke to a few people earlier. They were telling me that even at the time before REVA took it over, only 100 people were allowed. On one side, they used to send 100 people. When they will cross the bridge and go to the other side, 100 from that side would be, in fact, sent in. It was sheer greed on the part of REVA company which gave this contract to Dev Prakash Solutions, which had zero experience of this kind of work. and they wanted to, in fact, cash in on the period of this holiday which was coming in Gujarat, the New Year in Gujarat, and they just threw it open without any clearances, any testing, nothing was done. And on the part of the Morbi Municipal Corporation, which is now saying, well, we did not know, it's a part of criminal negligence. They knew since 2007 they have been in business with Oreva, which is not employing people with technical know-how. This resulted in 135 deaths and many families completely devastated.